Now, dividend is money that companies paid out of the profits which they generate. There are companies that pay dividend monthly. There are companies that pay dividend quarterly. There are companies that pay dividend every 6 months, and there are companies that pay dividend annually. Now, all this is profits, is money which they pay out of the profits which they generate. Now, here in South Africa, when you talk about dividend payout to investors, there is something that, of course, gets subtracted, which is called the withholding tax. Where this is something that when you get your final payment of the dividend, it gets, of course, subtracted from the dividend. A company can say we are paying a dividend of 2 rands, and after the withholding tax, you might find that your final amount will be lower than that amount which the company announced. This figure, withholding tax, is usually 20% in South Africa, meaning that if a company is paying you a dividend of around 2 rands per share and there is 20% withholding tax, you're talking about 40 cents, meaning that the final dividend payment which will come to you as an investor is 1 rand and 60 cents. Now, with that, I want to give you a list of companies that if you buy them today, the next week you'll be getting paid your dividend. If you don't buy these companies today, unfortunately you have missed the opportunity to get paid dividends from these companies. And I'm not saying buy these companies, I'm just saying these are the companies that if you want dividend payment next week, you need to be owning some of these companies. Now, without wasting any more of your time, company number one that you need to buy that will be paying dividend, which the last trading day for you to qualify the dividend is today. It is Netcare Limited. This is the very first company. Netcare Limited, you will know that it's a healthcare company, and as I'm doing this video, their share price is trading at 15 rands. They've got a dividend yield of 4.66%. They've got a market cap of 21.8 billion rands, and they are currently having a PE ratio of 13.58. This means that they are profitable, which is good. Then they've got a dividend yield of 4.66%. So this simply means that the total dividends that Netcare pays annually, it's around 4.66% relative to that 15 rands and 2 cents. Now, second company that if you are to buy today, you'll be getting dividend next week on the 27th, and Netcare will be paying the dividend next week, right? And the second company is Reunert Limited. Now, Reunert announced that they'll be paying a dividend of 2 rands and 76 rands per share. Now, Reunert is an engineering consulting firm, and they are currently trading at 72 rands and 82 cents, and they've got a PE ratio of 11.9 with a dividend yield of 5%. So it simply means that if you are to check 5% of that 72 rands, you will notice that the total dividend that they paid, that they are supposed to pay, is around $3 rands and 60 cents, which means that there is something that they'll pay probably in the second half of this year. So Reunert, if you buy it today, then the dividend will be paid next week on the 27th. Now the third company on the list is Lewis. Now Lewis, you'll know that they are a retailer, or it's a retailer. They are currently having a market cap of 4.1 billion rands with a PE ratio of 8.28 and a dividend yield of 7.5. This is some high dividend, because ideally anything over 6%, it's the dividend is high, right? So this is a high dividend, and they are trading at around 80 rands per share, and they will be paying a dividend of around 3 rands per share, right? So also them, they will be paying, probably they pay dividends twice a year. So this is the first cycle, or first round, where they'll be paying the dividend next week on the 27th. Fourth company, Primeserv Group. If you buy Primeserv today, you'll be getting a dividend of around 3 cents next week. Now Primeserv is currently trading at 2 rands and 35 cents, and they've got a dividend yield of 5.53%. Their market cap is around 269 million rands, which obviously, knowing that they'll be paying these dividends of 3 cents, if you buy them today, it's something, man, I suppose, right? Guys, I won't go through the fundamentals of financial performance of this company because it will drag this video to be too long. Now, Company number 5, it's RFG Holdings Limited, which they said, which they are saying that if you buy this company today on the 27th, they will be paying you a dividend of around 1.1 rands per share. Now, RFG Holdings, they deal with or they produce. Now, RFG Holdings is a company that produce and sell food, including canned fruit, jams, and ready meals, right? So this is like, of course, a food producer, which is something that, of course, we need to have at the mind, at least when you buy a company, to say what do they do. So this RFG Holdings, they are currently having a share price of 20 rands per share with a PE ratio of 9.55 and a dividend yield of 5.43%, which means that 1 rand they are still going to pay some, I don't know their intervals in terms of their dividend payment, but but they've got a market cap of 5.3 billion rands. If you buy their shares today, next week you'll be getting paid around 1 rand and 11 cents. Now, the last company that if you are to buy their shares today, you'll get the dividends payment next week, it's Clicks. Clicks, we all know that it's a pharmaceutical company, and they announced that they will be paying a dividend of 5.66 rands, and the last day to buy is today, and they'll be paying on the 27th. Now, Clicks, we all know that, like I said, it's a pharmaceutical company, and share price wise they are trading at 361 rands per share, and they have got a PE ratio of 30.37 with a dividend yield of 2.15, meaning that they paid, or their total dividend payment or payout is 2.1% relative to the share price for the full year, which is so great. So these are the companies that if you buy them today, they will be paying you some dividend next week on the 27th. So if you are interested, you can go buy some of these stocks, and like I said, I won't go through their financials because that will drag this video to be quite long, and therefore if you want to have a look and analyze their financials, you can do so at your own time. But personally, I don't own any shares, I don't own any of these companies. But if you are interested, or if you want some dividend, because there are those that are investing into the stock market to at least get dividend, because these are the companies that growth wise we cannot expect that much from them in terms of course their financials. They grow their growth is it's a normal growth, or it's steadily, because their industries are not expected to boom. I mean, growth stocks, you'll know that those are stocks that are in the industry which are expected to boom. And yeah, these companies have done their most. Yes, they will continue growing, but their growth will be normal. It won't be that much, which means that those that own this company, or that will usually go buy these companies, they're just going for the steadily growth. Part of the reason why they are buying is to get the dividends which these companies pay, which is always good. So pretty exciting, because dividend, it's free money that the companies will pay out of the profits they generate. So tell me what you think about this list. These are the companies that will be paying dividend, or these are the companies that if you want dividend on the 27th, you need to buy them today. I'll see you on my next video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all of the things that I was saying here are just my opinions. You should not take them as professional financial advice. I'll see you on my next video, man, and God bless you all.